Hi there, this is Barb with Lost and Floss. I have no idea what day it is, what episode it is. If I had to guess, I think today maybe it's the 20th. It's Tuesday, I know that much. And let's see. I'm guessing video 84, but that doesn't really matter, does it? So I've been fiercely working on the stocking, and by all concepts, it's done. Well, not finish, but done stitching, but I'm not happy with parts of it. And so I need to step back from it, and I need to add some more stitching to it, and then maybe, hopefully, I'll like it better. Well, more about that later when I show you. But what I really wanted to jump on, first of all, is, and this video might be from different areas, and I'll try to save the chit chat for the end if you want to stay and see that. I have lots of great things to show you, not just, like I love winter wonderland in my own house, but have been doing some out and about looking at Christmas things and other non-Christmas things, and so would love to show you some of that at the end. But if you just want stitching, this part is what it's all about. So welcome to my new subscribers. Oh, and that I forgot to mention, we hit the 8,000 milestone. So because everyone's so busy with the holidays, I'm going to save giveaways for next video, and it'll give you something to look forward to after the holidays when there's not as much going on. But I just want to show, first of all, I plan to do 12 new Christmas starts in December. Well, that's gone by the wayside so far, but I really plan to do it before New Year's. So I'm going to show you what items I plan to do. I asked if anybody wanted to sell Stacy Nash's It's a Wonderful Life pin keep, and I was so touched that Linda offered to loan me her copy. She didn't want to sell her kit, but she got the chart in the mail right away, and I just can't thank you enough, Linda. This is the first one of the 12 I'm going to start. So this is from, it's an exclusive to Country Sampler in Spring Green, Wisconsin. So unless you know someone who's in the club, you won't be able to get your hands on it. But there's one or two flosses I need to look at to sub out that I don't have, but I can't wait to get started on that one. And then my next one is going to be May Our Hands, no, that's not the name of the chart. That's just a little blob on the bottom. It's called Merry Christmas Sampler Santa. I don't know if I can find the picture. Oh, where did that go? It's in here somewhere. Oh, here it is. It's the pretty little pillow. I found, like, people show things way too fast sometimes, and like I just zero in on the picture and it's gone, so try not to do that to you. And I've got my pretty much all the called for colors, and I think this little remnant of Lakeside Light Exemplar, it's folded over a little bit, but I think that's going to be enough to stitch that on. So can't wait to get started on that one. I've had that for a little while and haven't gotten started on it. And then this one I've been wanting to do forever. Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting, she does a lot of freebie charts, and I wanted to do this one, and I'm going to show the chart because it's free. But I have a collection of a few Santa mugs, and I thought this would be adorable to do as a flat fold, to sit right amongst the other things. So that's 3. 4 is a new chart that I got at Country Sampler. Artful Offerings, Joyeux Noël. And I have a stack of linen that I'm gonna pick one out. But when I saw the sample stitched up, it almost looks like this stripe is a tea towel, and it's so pretty. So that's 4. I really hope none of these are repeats. So I have Stacy Nash Primitives, Mary Mary Pin Keep. Hopefully not too much of a glare. And this is a kit from Country Sampler, so that'll make it easier to know what to do with. And that's why I'm going to do these. Once I start something, I do tend to finish it. It might take me 5 years. Well, in the case of Pumpkin Patch, probably 25, 30. But, you know, I eventually do finish it. Okay, so we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Making its appearance at number 6 is Cranberry Christmas, another Artful Offerings. And this too was kitted up by Country Sampler. So 2, 4, 6. At number 7, this one I just loved. And I loved it when I saw it on the designer's channel, JBW Designs, Over the Fields We Go. But Country Sampler had it stitched up monotone in a red, and it just was beautiful. So I think I'm going to use this piece of Weeks Dye Work parchment that might even be the color, and either Turkish red or the X-Jude Designs. I keep thinking Marrakesh red, but that's not what it is. But that's a really pretty one. But it reminds me enough of Turkish red, so we'll see. Oh, Christmas Tree by Samplers Not Forgotten. This one, only when I looked at the model did it jump out at me. And so this is another kit that I got at Country Sampler. Really, it was beautiful. When you see it up close and in person, it's gorgeous. So, and I have, as you can see, a couple stitch pieces on this shelf, my shelves, but I think I could find room for more. And this was a new one that I got this year, another Sampler's Not Forgotten, Christmas in My Heart. It says, I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the years. This was another one that, like, I'm not sure they're, oh, this one's stuck in the, I'm not sure their pictures always do it justice, but when I saw the stitch piece, well, you know, me in a house in the center, I always love that. And this one is probably my second thing. It's not actually cross stitch, but it's a little kit that I got from Buttermilk Basin, Frosty Night, and it'll go on this little fence. So I'm going to try to get that done before Christmas. Because I feel like, you know, any of my add-on hobbies are kind of going by the wayside. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh, so then we only need 2 more. And I have lots of possibilities. I think I am going to stitch this Dear Santa 2006 by the Prairie Schooler. I stitched one of the other years and I love it. I remember I used Desert Mesquite, and I don't know. I'm going to use the same colors for all of the ones, and I want to do it similar. Leanne was going to do 4 of them and frame them. She had found frames, but I might look into, it's a weird size, so I might look into just getting a cheap frame ordered and then like stretching them myself to save some money that way. And then I'm not sure what 12 will be. I've always wanted to do this Sue Hillis one. This is Needlework Trees. Something Old, Something New, Series 2. Or I pulled out this Stacey Nash, December 25th, Merry Christmas Pin Keep. This looks like it'd be a quick, fun little stitch. I pulled out some of my Goodwill finds, or else I kind of would like to do another piece from this book. This is The Magic of Christmas for Cross Stitch by Veronique Angier. I don't know. Whatever her name is. So that will make 12. And then I'm really going to try, this is one of my reverse finishes, but I found this little ball. And so I'd really like to do something to put inside of that. And that's where maybe the Goodwill items come in. So we'll see. But all right, so if it's the 20th, that gives me 11 days. I could do, all it is one cross stitch. So I'm just gonna, I have most of these with the flosses and fabrics organized, and well, obviously the kits, that's definitely a bonus for doing it that way. But yeah, I'm going to see if I can do it, and hopefully it'll be exciting. Okay. What have I been working on? Well, mostly the stocking. So we don't need to use the hashtag, what about the stocking? Or let's not bring up the stocking. I don't even remember what it is anymore. But I decided to stitch the back of the Blackberry Lane Designs gingerbread mitten that I'm working on. And so I did get a little bit of a start on that. And this is on 28 count Phoenix Cashel. I don't know if I'm getting close enough. Everything's slip sliding. Whoopee. So it's just a very happy little stitch. Okay. And then I had mentioned that I planned I was gonna start a new Prairie Schooler, even if I wasn't finished with my previous one, every time I went somewhere, and not just like to the store, but like a little bit of a trip. And we took a quick trip to Nashville just because I found really cheap flights and a reasonable hotel. And well, I'll talk about that more later. Anyways, I did start the 2006 Santa, which is the sewing machine Santa, and just got a couple little stitches in. Let's see. I started him on the, well, this looks like nothing. I don't even know why I'm showing this, but just to show that I have it in. And then the other one I'm working, I think, well, I don't know. Who knows? Who cares? So it's one of these three. 2010, 2018. Maybe this is the one I started before, 2006. I think that's it. I'll have to look at the little book that Lori gave me. Oh man, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I'm not going to waste any more time. It's one of them. And once it looks like something, I will show you more. But I'm stitching these 1/1 with mostly the called for DMCs, except I'm using white instead of ecru. And 1/1 on 24 count vintage country mobile. Because I want to start that other pin keep, I felt like I needed to work on this Merry Christmas one. Early Christmas morning, Blackbird Designs. And I've got a good start on the top. This is going to be a wide drum because I'm stitching this on 36 count. I believe it's Winter Brew. But I got one of the little deers in. Then I ran out of one of the greens, which I now have again. But it's a very pretty little delicate design. And then there is stitching going around the outside of the drum. So it'll take me a while. And then I did make a little progress on Christmas Garden. This is the piece that Leanne started, and I'm going to finish. Oh, this is the piece. I think I ran out of endive, which I now have again. So I'll try to hold this up. Oh, we're approaching the midpoint. Well, I'll hold this up and hopefully the sun won't be too bad. It's really not sunny out. We've had a winter wonderland for the past, I don't know, past while. And I love this piece. And it's actually a fun piece because it's on 32 count, 2/2. Antique white, I believe she was using. And so it's comfort stitching. It's really nice. Okay, put that away. And then, according to the chart, this should be an FO, but I really don't like the 2 strands over like half stitch coverage. So I'm going to go back and add one more strand and see if that makes it any better. But this is Santa's Flight Dimensions Gold Kit. I'll stand up so you can see it better. But you can see, like, I just don't like that. I added some gold beads to the little strip, as well as to here on the reindeers for their jingle bells, and some on the sleigh. Just because the very first stocking I did had gold beads, and so I've added them. But the other thing is, kind of looks like Santa has a snaggletooth, so I might go over that in a dark thread. Just because I don't want him to look like he needs dental work. I love this middle part, and even below. I think the house has turned out good. It's this upper part, and I was looking at different stitches. Maybe I did something wrong. I don't know. I don't know why my coverage would be thinner, or maybe people figured out that they didn't like the coverage and added an extra. So I'm at the point where I'm like, it's better. I will look at this every time when it's a finished stocking and think it wasn't my personal best. And if I'm at the point where I still can make it better, I should do that rather than just make an arbitrary deadline I set for myself. So, you know, hopefully Preston will live a long, long life, and when he's old and has his stocking hung on his fireplace, he won't look at it and think, oh, why didn't Bobby try a little harder? So, yeah. And I can guarantee the next stocking I do isn't going to have all this blue. I'm like blue fatigue because the last one had a lot of blue in it, a lot of empty space. And I just, you know, I'm sure they do it because it's probably faster stitching than like color changes, but I don't really like it. So that's just my opinion. I found the other pieces I was looking at or looking for. So this is the Santa's flight stocking picture. And then the other things I was working on, and I kind of would like to get these done because what I'm going to do is, they're called White Christmas. I'm working on the skates right now. And I'm going to make them into little pillows, not ornaments, so that I can have them out like in January. And I'm doing this on Prairie Grass, 36 count. I think this is by Seraphim. I really like this color. The white pops on it. So I should get that done pretty soon. That's a cute one. And then the other one that I've been working on is Carriage House Samplings 1999 Christmas Sampler. And made a little progress. I had to rip some out. You know, like sometimes I think, oh, to get back on track, it's going to take you so much longer than if you just rip it. The lettering on the stocking, so this is sliding all over the place. Ooh, sorry for the angle. Here, just do it right. Okay. I'm trying to balance my FO on my lap. Funny, I had taken this piece that I just got framed to our library stitch up, and we had gone out for lunch before. It was really a nice day. And so I get to the library, I'm all excited to show the ladies my FFO. And so I'm trying to open like the plastic bag, and I'm like, you know, I know I stuck it in there, so why can't I open it? And then the more I was playing around with it, it's like, this has never been opened. And I felt the shape of it, and I'm like, this feels like a book, not a cross stitch piece. Well, it turns out I had grabbed one of the Amazon packages that my son had ordered or sent to our house with the grandkids for Christmas, and I was trying to open his Amazon package, and I had left my cross stitch piece at home. Duh. But this is Mighty Oak by Blackbird Design. It's from that Winds of Autumn book, and it's a very traditional frame, but I think it just sets it off beautifully. Kind of out of season. Maybe this will be my picture. I don't know. I feel like Vanna, like I should be going, hello. But it kind of makes it wobble. But I think the tone of the frame really picks up those leaves, and I can't wait. I'm probably not going to hang this up this year, but it will be in my repertoire for next year. Okay, so let's see. We have a couple days till Christmas, and they're predicting a big storm for us for Thursday night, which is unfortunate because our son is driving home on Friday. So last year he didn't make it last minute. Fingers crossed. And plus, look, one of my nieces is flying in, and you know, I always have thought about that. It's like, what happens if we get the big storm on Christmas or close to it? And I guess after Christmas would be better than before, but you know, we don't control the weather. And the main thing is if everyone stays safe. I think I'm going to maybe do my chit chat. I have things I need to get done today. One of which is the stocking. Yesterday I went with some friends. We had our Christmas outing, which was fun. We went to the Pabst Mansion in Milwaukee, and it's decorated for Christmas. And I always thought it was professional designers. I haven't been there. The last time I was there was like 20 some years ago when Leanne and I were still doing craft fairs. When we were done with our last one, then we just did a fun day where we went there and toured the mansion and then went out for lunch. So it had been like probably 23, 24 years since I had been there. And since then they've restored even more of the mansion. There were rooms on the third floor open as well. And just the restoration has been amazing. But if you ever have the chance to go, especially at Christmas time, it was phenomenal. I mean, just very beautiful decorations. And it turns out that it's not like, some are professional designers, but some are just regular people. Like, we were talking to this one woman, and my friends were like telling her about my decorations, and she's like, you should sign up, you should do it. And, you know, really trying to convince me. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, what do I know? And they're like, your stuff looks as good as this. So I'm like, yeah, I really don't think so. I know it would be such a stressful thing. She said, like, you put in for your choice of rooms, and then 1, 2, and 3, and then you're assigned a room. Then you get to go up in the attic where they keep all the decorations from previous years, and they'll set up a tree with lights for you, and you have to come into the room. But I'm thinking, well, you know, I'm used to, like, if I want to hang a garland, I'll put a little nail somewhere or that sort of thing. And with this historic mansion, I don't think you would be able to do that. But anyways, like, most of the rooms were so beautiful, and I will throw some pictures of that at the end. I forget where I was going with this, but I think it was, because I love to decorate for Christmas. As you can see, I've enjoyed having my new shelves to put things on. I put Yes Virginia up at the top, and then this is Christmas tree and Prairie Schoolers Christmas Eve, I think it is. So I think there's room for more, but I kind of like mixing mediums, like the stitch pieces with the ceramics, with the resin, and I think it just gives it some visual interest. People walk in and they're like, oh, you have 2 Christmas trees. And I'm like, no, actually I have 3. And they're kind of like, well, I have a problem just like wanting to decorate one. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I truly do say hello, friends, when I open up my bins of ornaments. So it's, you know, either you're passionate about it or you're not. And like, I don't do cookie baking for Christmas, although I'd love to. I keep thinking, but I know I would eat way too many cookies, so I know that about myself. And so I guess, like, spending time, I think of what Christmas is all about. It's the birth of a baby. So like I value spending time with my family, and as number one, decorating definitely number two, which is why stitching is so much fun to add to the mix. I look around my rooms now and it's like, oh, I have so many beautiful Christmas pieces, and it was kind of hard. Like I ended up throwing some things under the tree because I ran out of space, but regardless, now I am rambling. But I'm gonna do Christmas, the annual like late night Christmas chit chat I will do at the very end. And so if you want to like see some of, so I'll have pictures from the Pabst Mansion. We went to Nashville. That was fun. So I'll have some pictures from that. Saw a concert at the historic Ryman, which was the original Opryland Theater. It was a Christmas concert with Amy Grant and her husband Vince Gill, and that was magical. Just loved it. So, yeah, got to see a lot of Nashville. Well, now I'm chit-chatting. Oh, maybe I should just get it over with. No, I will. I always like nighttime, a little bit of nighttime. It's a, homage to Leanne and our late night Christmas videos. So got together with that group of friends, which was even one less because one of our friends, they go south for the winter, so headed out earlier, so she wasn't there. And but so good to get together. These were my friends from high school, and just spent a lovely afternoon with them. I ended up gifting the piece I showed in the last video that Leanne stitched and I finished. It was a pretty little box to our hostess, Gail, and she was very, very touched to have something of Leanne's. And, like it just is nice to be able to share parts of people with others that it brings, has special meaning to. I went with my sisters to see White Christmas in the theater, but it was like Saturday at 3:30, and I had a really busy morning. We did like a very long hike in the morning, and I don't think I had my full allotment of coffee, and I was like rushing to even pick my sister up, and got there and all excited, and then I realized I fell asleep because you're in these reclining, like it's like lazy boy chair, and you're reclining. And that's why I like to stitch while I watch TV, is because I fall asleep a lot of times. So anyways, I woke up and realized I fell asleep, and I'm like, oh, it was like the modern dance number, which I don't like. And I remember like leaning over to my sister and saying, still don't like it. And then it was like almost over with. And I was like, I was so disappointed. I was like, oh my gosh, how could that happen? So I had to watch it the other night. Like, it was late and I was stitching on the stocking, and so I realized like I slept through a lot of it. But then I was really awake. We went out for pizza afterwards at our favorite little family operated place that was close to where we grew up. And so it's always, if we're somewhat in the area, that's where we like to go. So that was very nice. And then we got together too with my husband's childhood friends, so some of which I don't think I've seen in maybe 15 years. And, like I'm always a little worried about people because I excessively decorate. And one of the wives came in and she was just like so excited because she said she's the same way. And so it was fun to have someone around who appreciates all the craziness, the 3 trees. But that was really a nice night, catching up with people. And yeah, a couple other plans had a change, and so we're hoping with the snow coming up that we still can do our family Christmas on Friday. It's going to get really, really cold after we get the snow. So it reminds me of back like in the 80s, we used to get like dumped with snowstorms, and then you had like one day to clean up, like not even one day, and then it would like drop into really, really cold and everything would freeze so badly. But I am of the mindset that if it's going to be winter and there's things people love to do in the snow, we might as well have snow, as long as it doesn't impact, people driving in accidents and things like that. I mean, we were getting like light sprinkles during the day or like at night, and I love that because it's like just small amounts, easy to clean up, and yet really, really beautiful. So we're definitely going to have a white Christmas, which it just seems like I know a lot of parts of the country don't get snow, but to me, Christmas is white snow. So no problem with that. And we're doing our Christmas exchange for our Stitch group in January so that everyone can be there. I haven't even thought about, like, once I knew it wasn't happening in December, I'm like, I'll think about that after Christmas. I'll have time to stitch. So not really even sure what I'm going to stitch. Have some ideas, but we'll see. There's going to be bits and pieces. The one other thing, we stayed at a hotel in Nashville. I mean, it was fine. It was nice. It had free breakfast, and then they had music every night in the common area with like heavy appetizers. So really, if you wanted to get by with like only eating one meal out, that worked. And actually that's what we did. We didn't like, we had one meal out, and then you weren't really hungry for supper if you had a big lunch. So we did a hop on, hop off trolley, which got us to see different things in Nashville. Did a couple of the museums, the Country Museum, the Musicians Museum. We went out to Opryland and took a backstage tour there and walked around. They had a bunch of like winter touristy activities, but they had it was really pretty in their atrium. They had it all decorated for Christmas, so it was fun to walk around there. But what I was going to tell you with the hotel, so like the first morning we're set to get out, and to begin with, we got there, I think our flight was like at 5:45, so we got up like really, really early and got to the airport. And so we got to Nashville really early and just took an Uber to the hotel, thinking, asking if we could just put our luggage in back so we wouldn't have to walk around with it all day. And the woman is like, oh, I think we have an empty room we could give you right away, which was awesome. So then we had our room from like, 10 in the morning or something like that, maybe 11. But anyways, when we left the room the first time, there's this long hallway, and it must have had 14 rooms on both sides, and we're at the very end, so you're walking a long way, and out the window straight ahead we see this guy like looking down at his feet, and I'm like, we're on the 3rd floor, he must be like, there must be a ledge over the, like where you pull up the entrance thing, where the cars pull up the under thing. And so I'm like, And he's just like staring, he's not moving. And then I look and there's like, it looks like there's a ham hanging over his head. Well, as we kept getting closer and closer, realized that the art museum is directly across the street from us. And it was like a poster on the side about one of these exhibits. And it's this man looking down at his feet. And it is a ham hanging over his head. So I want to go online and just see if I can read anything about the exhibit. It was closed the days we were there, so we couldn't do that. But we spent time, walking around the city, and then with the hop on, hop off, really had a lot of views of different neighborhoods, and had a hot chicken sandwich at Hattie B's, delicious. Went to a good barbecue place, a good breakfast place. So I feel like we hit, all 3 meals on different days, but that was very nice. And just some of the places had pretty decorations. It's just like different being able to walk from your hotel. It was a little bit of a hike, but because it was uphill. But definitely walkable, and that was really nice, because then you didn't have to worry about always getting transportation. And I was glad we didn't have a car, because a lot of the parking was really, really expensive, so that would have added a lot onto the cost of the trip. But we're glad we kind of did it as a separate trip, because we've always talked about stopping there on our way to or from Florida, and realize now that that probably isn't the best way to do it. So again, another location crossed off the bucket list, and we decided, a lot of people say this, but to have an experience rather than a physical gift, that, we all have a lot of stuff. Me more than a lot of people. And it just was, exciting to have time together and see new things. And I rambled so much earlier, I thought I was done with video. And then I realized I never really had an ending to it. And it's kind of a good thing, because a couple of things transpired since I actually did the recording. And first off is, after I talked about the stocking, I went back and looked at the chart and realized there were some half stitches that had one of one color, one of another, and it said one strand. And then there were others that just had the 2 colors listed. And I'm like, I bet you anything they were supposed to be 4 strands, so 2 of each color. I had this eureka moment. I tried going over, this is the one thing, the top part. And now the stitches are looking a little messy, so I don't know. I might rip that, this section out and do it over. And I may not. But I'm just so happy that, I'm sorry I didn't pay more attention early on, but happy that I went with my inclination that I didn't like it, and I should try to figure it out, and I'll be so much happier with it. And then I wanted to run into Michael's, because I had a gift certificate, and I was in need of a garland or 2. Just thought I would check out and see what they had, because I knew chances were that things would be marked down. And I went in back to look at picture frames, because I know they have some more, not a lot, but a few kind of unusual sizes. Well, I looked at there were custom frames that must have been done wrong or had something imperfection or whatever. So I was looking at them, And I found this one frame, and I said to the woman behind the, who was working on the pictures, I'm like, is this really $8? And she just started laughing, and she said, yes, we can't, if somebody orders an expensive frame and it's not quite perfect, we have to do it over, and it doesn't matter what size the frames will be that we get rid of them. They're $8. And I was just like, I couldn't believe it, because this is what I came home with. This frame, it's really pretty. I think I would antique it down a little bit so it's not quite gold, this bright gold, but it's 22.5 by 25 and something. I mean, it's this humongous, heavy, ornate, beautiful frame. So I could have this in my Christmas card picture. Merry Christmas from Barb. But I mean, someday I'm going to stitch something that fits in here. So I'll have to reverse engineer it to have it be the right size. But I just like, I kept saying it's $8. And she's like, yes, it's $8. So I felt like this was a Christmas gift to me. So it's if you have Michael's around, and the blemish, if I can find it now, maybe, let's see, where is it? Oh, here. It is a little bit, but oopsie, I'm gonna add some more blemishes. Like very, very little. It would not bother me. Of course, now if I had paid, over $400 for it instead of $8, probably. But yeah, I was like had no clue. So I'll be checking that section out more often from now on. So I guess it's officially 1:25 a.m. I know that today is, I missed the winter solstice. Or is today the solstice? Well, anyways, the days are getting longer, so that's always a plus. So, yeah, I totally bypassed that one. Jeez. That's not like me, but I don't know. It was a busy day doing errands because I wanted to get everything in before the snow started up on Thursday. So, but I guess that's really all I have to say. But just thought I would let you know that I figured out what my error was on the stocking, and I'll get it done. Maybe not by Christmas, but I'll get it done this year. For those who celebrate Christmas, I hope you have the happiest of days, creating new memory with family and friends, or even if you're by yourself, doing something that's meaningful to you on that day. And to others that celebrate other holidays, I wish you happiness as you do so. And I still want to do my series video. We'll see if that happens, but probably we'll come back sometime in the new year to do the 8,000 subscriber video. And I want to thank you all for taking time and sharing with me today, even though there was a lot of jibber jabber going on and kind of discombobulated flow of things, but hey, it's real, right? So, Merry Christmas to all, Happy Holidays, and continue to fill the world with love. See ya. Bye.